The entire world of RC, whether you're into RC or not, is super excited about this brand new groundbreaking RC motorcycle.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
This is the Losi Promoto-MX, and we'll have it linked in the description box below. Whether you're an RC enthusiast, you've got this on pre-order, you plan on buying it, or you just think it's awesome, in today's video, I want to tell you 7 things that you need to know about this RC. The number one thing that everybody always wants to know about this RC, and pretty much all RCs, is how fast does it go? We got this to hit 42 miles an hour right here. Right out of the box with no modification. That's on the included battery if you get the ready to run version, or the recommended battery, which is the same as the one included with the ready to run. We'll have the battery that we're driving on linked below. There you go. He's up. Now, just because this thing hits 42 miles an hour out of the box, that's never good enough for anybody, so everybody says, put a 3S battery in it, and we would. But guess what? If you put a 3S battery in this bike as is, the way it sits electronically, you will fry the gyro. That is the system that keeps this thing stable. Yeah, I'm gonna get knocked over. I'm not saying that this couldn't ever run on 3S. You may have to rewire it so that it could get those higher speeds. I think the bike itself could handle 3S, but the onboard flywheel, the gyro, just can't handle that. So do not put a 3S battery in your bike. That is extremely important.
Wow!
Now yes, this does have a built-in gyro and that helps keep it stabilized, but one thing that makes it so unique that a lot of people wouldn't know is this has airplane technology built into it. RC airplane technology called AS3X and SAFE. I have flown hundreds of RC planes on our channel and through the years, so I know what I'm talking about when I say that that makes this RC ground vehicle very groundbreaking and an extremely awesome technology to keep this thing upright so that it can ride wheelies for a couple hundred feet easily right out of the box. Yes, there you go. Oh, that was cool. That was a good wheelie. People are pretty amazed when they find out that this is really chain driven. That is an actual chain drive with metal spokes that does require chain oil, and the awesome thing is it's included. And an added bonus, this has an actual functioning disc brake on the front of the bike. This is a first in the world of RC. Another thing that makes this bike so unique and light years ahead of any competition on the market are the 3 very unique driving modes. Right out of the box when you turn it on, it is in street mode, which keeps the front end of the bike down no matter how hard you punch the throttle. This is a great mode for beginners getting used to driving because it's going to keep the bike completely upright and help you from having to go recover the bike if it does fall over. The second driving mode that you access just by pressing this button is off-road mode. This is great for getting air. If you want to hit ramps and jumps like we've done a bunch on the channel, this is the mode you want to be in. It also gives you a little bit more freedom so you can hit those curves and just have a little bit more punchy control. If you full throttle, the front end can come up in off-road mode. The third driving mode is my favorite, and I know it's my wife's favorite. That is wheelie mode. It will keep this bike upright realistically if you have throttle on. So you just get moving, punch that throttle, and it does a great job at holding a wheelie. It can't just sit there and balance like some of those trick toys that you've seen in the past, but it does a very realistic running wheelie. And Abby and I have tried our best to see how far we can get this to run, and we're looking at easily 150 feet or more. Yeah!
Good job, mate.
One thing that really surprises everyone is the steering on this bike is actually completely opposite. So when you turn right, the wheel goes left, and people think there's something wrong with that. That's the way it's supposed to be. So when you start yours up for the very first time and you turn right, but the wheel goes left, there she goes, stunt Barbie. That's okay, because the bike leans into the curves, and so this is just like the real deal where you want to counter turn on sharp banks when you're driving. It also helps because the gyro in here is helping keep things nice and level. So the steering is opposite.
But not really, because if you turn right, it will still go right.
Yeah, that's right. But if it's on the ground,
it just looks opposite.
And you're just
so
doing
confusing.
The steering without it driving, it's going to look like it's opposite. But once you start moving and you turn right, the bike still magically goes right. Last but certainly not least, this is one of the most fun ground vehicles that Abby and I have had our hands on in years. It is ridiculously fun. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the driver, maybe it's the realism. There's just so many different aspects about this bike that you can bring to reality with a little bit of imagination and a lot of fun. But to have a real final tip thrown at you, let's talk about this knob on the back of the radio, which is brand new. This knob gives you new technology with this dirt bike, and it's really important to know how to use it because it can drastically affect how your bike rides. Not only do we have new spokes on the steering wheel, but when you turn this knob up in wheelie mode, it allows your bike to go farther back. So if you want to increase your skill level a little bit and try to do trick wheelies where you're actually scraping your skid plate in the back, you can crank that knob up and get farther back wheelies. There it is. Nice. Nice. And that's why that skid plate's on the back. Good recovery. If you turn the knob down, you can get lower wheelies, and my guess is maybe you can do wheelies a bit faster this way. I've played with the knob a little bit and it's a lot of fun. I can definitely feel a difference, but I won't say that I'm good at either one yet. I like the knob to be right in the middle where I can ride perfect wheelies right now. Also, if you're in off-road mode, this knob will allow your bike to tip further or less. So depending on your skill level and how aggressively you are racing, you may want to adjust that knob so you get actual more tip while you're running. There you have it, guys. 7 things that I think you need to know whether you have this on pre-order, you plan on buying it, or you just think it's one of the coolest RCs you've ever seen. These are some great things to know before you actually get into this yourself. Hopefully, I save some of you guys your gyro before you put a 3S battery in, or help you get to having fun faster. The minute you get your bike, I know you're going to unbox it and go in with knowledge that Abby and I have learned kind of the hard way as we play around with this thing, but that doesn't mean the content's gonna stop here. So what I want to know from you guys in the comments below, if we did not answer one of the things that you wanted to know about this bike, let us have it. Hit us up in the comments and we will continue to make content on this amazing, groundbreaking technology in this RC dirt bike. I absolutely love it, and if you're in love too and you haven't pre-ordered one yet, they are linked in our description box below. And if you're watching this video after they're released, hopefully they're in stock. You can still order it using our link, and when you do, you help support our channel and our family. It really does mean the world to us, helps us a lot, keeping us motivated to make this kind of video for you, which we love doing, but it definitely helps. I want to say a massive thanks to God for blessing us with this beautiful weather today. It's so nice to see blue skies and clouds and the sun. I'm sweating profusely, but it's a refreshing breath of fresh air compared to what we had just a couple days ago, so thank you.
A refreshing breath of fresh air. I like it.
Super refreshing. A massive thanks to our Patreon supporters, guys. We couldn't do what we do as often as we do it without your insanely awesome support. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. If you've missed our very fun off-road bashing video of this guy, we'll have that video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.